Everyone, welcome back to another Cardano update. A major bullish signal is flashing and it's going to change absolutely everything. We're going to discuss that in today's video and where it could go once this high of $1.31 breaks. Now, it has just been in a downtrend or correction since the beginning of this year. So with that, a range has been created and we have very significant levels. Right now, there was an attempt over the past month to lose these lows, but we've now come into this key level of support on 3 separate occasions and have bounced. So you can see the previous bounces led to a move all the way up to $1.17, here to 85 cents and currently 75 cents. But look, we can identify that the moving averages are broken, so a pattern is developing. In fact, thanks to this low holding, we're showing signs of progression since we're not continuing with lower lows. This means we can develop and continue to change the characteristics and actually hold this low and create higher lows and eventually a higher high off of it. So I want to see this 85 cent broken on this move back up. Let me see where the expected resistances are, and we are actually coming into them right now. So we've already hit 76, 77 cent, but there's also one at 81 cent. By breaking 81 cent, I'm more than confident that this will of course be successful and we should reach this previous lower high area. I'm going to place a new set of fibs, and essentially what my strategy is coming to the conclusion of is that once the lower red box breaks, it will tap into this high one. So there is quite a large move up and coming. Now, I know we're not yet through this red box, but by recovering these moving averages, it's already a really good precursor signal. And by this low holding, it had every right to continue to new lower lows, but it chose to reverse. And now those moving averages have recovered, giving more validity to that reversal, because there were previous times where these moving averages were lost. Over here, once it pumped back into there, it just continued to new lows beneath that low. So it could have just pumped here, maintained this lower high, forming another lower high in this region, and then putting in lower lows, finally losing this range that it created, this base that it created, but it chose not to. And this is what we need to take notice of immediately. You can't be complacent in this market. Similarly to how I was able to shift over into Bitcoin very high up from my altcoins and save a lot of further losses over the last 6 months, however long things were going down for. So we need to take notice, take action on these things very quick, can't be complacent. And already we've got those precursor signals that this red box is going to break and actually target $1. So I think that there's a 40% move up ahead before Cardano maybe actually find another area of resistance. Why is that? Because you can see with such a violent move up, it didn't sustain. It got sent all the way back down to the lows. Although this time I don't expect that. I'd say that the worst case would be revisiting where we are currently. So if we got to $1, I think the worst it'd go down is back to where we are currently, but that would be your bottom. Similarly to the reactions from down here, that is what we would see. But this time breaking through $1 to target $2. That is where I think Cardano could get to, $2. And sitting at 75 right now, that's very nice gains when you can compare it to Bitcoin. But please understand, I personally, as you saw by the disclaimer at the beginning of the video, I don't believe in any altcoin long term. For me, that's Bitcoin. That's why you see all of this, and that's why I'll continue to DCA it, because 9 times out of 10, we're not in altcoin season. The only times these alts can perform is altcoin season because Bitcoin is going up. Otherwise, Bitcoin is the most stable one and giving you a greater base to work off for an altcoin season. So for example, with how much it went down here, Bitcoin went down less. You could have been accumulating Bitcoin, and when this flips bullish, you can move that over for altcoin season. And when it starts getting bearish, move it back over into Bitcoin. These are all taxable transactions though, so you will have to file them. If you don't want to, the easiest journey is just buying Bitcoin and holding it. If you want to learn all of this, I can jump on a call with you, book one down below. If you want to be part of a community, you hear more of my personal thoughts and have access to other traders, the link's down below. Or if you don't have as much time and you want to learn it, I've got an ebook/course as well.